Afternoon, welcome to Court B, Lee Westwood. Just about to see Bournemouth versus Sale. And it's Nick Woodward speaking, and I'm joined by Lewis Harris. How you doing? Oh, in fact, you're not.
Hello. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hello. Yes, I'm good. How are you?
No, I'm not. Right, we're both now good.
Brilliant.
You wouldn't have thought we'd done this hundreds of times before, would you?
No, first time. First time.
So, what are you expecting here?
To be fair, these two teams have been taught to pass the ball, so I'm expecting a game where they both give each other a lot of space to pass.
Right, and that means, must be, given where Bournemouth are on the table, a lot of space to be scored against as well,
Yeah.
mustn't it?
And Sale are very similar, but Sale are quite good at front bumpering.
Yeah.
And the idea of passing, so it should be a good game. Football game.
So, who we got? Is Hudson in goal, is that right?
Yeah.
Hassan, D and Davies for Sale playing towards us, and in their traditional black and red playing away. Probably cherry and red, is it? I don't know. Bournemouth with King, Skinner in goal, Sevenoaks on the right, and I want to say Hannam.
Yeah.
Have I got that right? I haven't got the team up in front of me. I can see one sub for each team.
Yeah.
That's Holt for Sale and Berry for Bournemouth.
3 in the box given here.
That's a rarity, isn't it?
It is.
From Bournemouth?
From Bournemouth.
I mean, they know what they're doing on that front.
So, an indirect free kick to be taken.
That's interesting. I'm just looking at Chris King's setup. I've seen people strap their arms before.
Yep.
But I've not seen those bands used. There's obviously just a little more flexibility in the band, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, help him keep his hand on the controller.
Yeah.
Which is obviously important.
Now it's looking to me
There was a mistake.
like the youngest of the referees. It's telling the other two old hands now they must have 4 times as much, maybe 10 times as much experience as he's had. So I think this is his first season, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It was,
so good on him for doing it, and it probably means he's slightly fresher with exact rules.
Yeah, I think he was at our last regionals, and he refereed a couple of games at the regionals. It was quite good. Yeah.
So whatever we thought it was, it's a goal kick.
Yeah. Davies from bumpers it back.
Nice pace on the ball. I've just watched Forest City, and they weren't quite putting the pace on the ball. You know how then a lot often the opposition could chase the ball down. But
yeah. Trying to find that gap.
Have Sale played in the Premiership before?
Yeah, that
Right,
used to be one of the mainstays in the Premiership.
So they'll all know about pace of ball and putting sequences of passing together.
Maybe not the younger ones, maybe, but very nice.
Oh, that's a great finish, wasn't it?
Brilliant pass and a brilliant finish. Davies with a D assist.
Yes. So that was what I mean, talking about the last match, but neither City nor Forest could quite put together, a threat on goal.
No.
And just see the ball moves a bit faster there, and the keepers can't get to it.
Yeah, I think I'm really impressed with Sale this season. I think I haven't watched them in the last couple of years, but they've got quite a young duo up front,
Yeah.
and then quite a older core in the background.
Yeah. So I'm not sure of. I don't know how long Jake Hudson's, I think, and Jack Hassan have been playing all the time I've known wheelchair football. 8 years now.
Oh, yeah.
I think D used to play for Forest, didn't he?
I believe so.
I'm not sure where Davis, whether he's come up through Sale and Man U or somewhere else.
I know Hudson played for, I think, Man United last season in the Prem. So, got that experience at the back.
Never quite sure what to say as a commentator when this is happening.
Yeah. Well,
when it picks up pace, it's a bit different, but.
Yeah. Oh, and Lee's given a foul there.
Do you think that was a bit? Is that soft?
I'd say it was soft.
Yeah.
Only because I do that regularly on the pitch, and.
But you get called up for it?
Not as much in the Prem, but in international games, any bit of sound.
Right.
And the referee's blown his whistle straight away for that. Oh. It's a nice move. Nice idea.
I mean, you've got to have some rock-solid set plays in your locker, haven't you? And again, City and Forest weren't quite on the ball with those, but you can see these teams are... Basically, you want the opposition to be fearful when you've got a set play, don't you? I mean, that's the benefit of them and the point.
Yeah.
Again, nice fast play from Hassan.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh. Now, I'm not sure he could have done much else there. But
no, I think if he had was in that position beforehand, maybe. But I think it's a great ball by Hassan.
Yeah.
And a great little move by D again, who has been really impressive this season. Nice dummy there.
So you're coaching in this division and playing in the Prem. How much do you find the playing experience from the Prem can bring stuff to the Championship? Or do you have to adjust differently, players with slightly different skill levels and pace of match?
Yeah, the pace of match in the Championship is of a much slower pace. So you kind of have to, if you can move it pound fast, then you're in for a good time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all about adapting to the skill level, making sure training is, you know, worthwhile. And I think defending in the Championship is quite key.
Right.
Because if you know how to defend, you're not going to get scored.
So you might not lose.
Yeah. And then you can build up on that afterwards. Lovely.
Oh, that. Ooh.
Good save there.
Yeah.
Corner.
Oh, lovely touch. Finish.
Lovely.
Oh, fabulous. That was Premiership quality, wasn't it? That was
beautiful.
very good.
Just took his time, nice and patient, and a great set-piece move again.
Who put it across? That was Davis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was the assistant. Yeah, so it's looking hard for Bournemouth now, isn't it? Because I can't see Sale letting up.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth do seem to struggle a little bit with presence on the pitch, from what I've noticed. I think they're all very good passers of the ball when they are free to do what they want, like that there.
Yeah.
Very good. It's just having that middleman presence, I'd say.
And they lose heart slightly.
For sure. You go 1-0 down after 5 minutes, the mountain becomes bigger to win. 2-0 down and you're gone.
But that's, I mean, they're classics of Aspire and West Brom. 30 seconds to go, 2-0 down, and they still think they can win the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of mental resilience in those teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you give up, then you're giving up on league titles.
Yeah. So we should be encouraging people to watch the draw later, shouldn't we? Of course.
We should.
Leeds Dynamo's in the draw.
Yeah. Another Chariot.
Chariot, sorry.
Yeah, no. Oh, what a ball! Oh, great save. Yeah, it should be a great event at Derby.
And I believe I don't know if it's sold out, but Dean was saying earlier more people attending than ever before.
Brilliant.
So, fabulous.
Nice pull. Brilliant. Great touch.
Is it different to play in front of a crowd? I mean, I don't know if you'd call Lee Westwood a crowd, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's definitely much more exciting.
Right, as a player.
Yeah,
even just the setup and the start.
Yeah, when I played at St George's Park, it's more.
Okay.
It's more enjoyable because you can play to the crowd a bit more. You know what I mean? And when you
that would have been in a final, would it?
Yeah, the couple of West Brom Cup finals back in the day. But
Now, I think he might have played in the first one that I saw. West Brom beat Aspire.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year, but I mean, often Aspire would beat West Brom or the other way round, but probably 2018 or something like that.
Yeah, I was definitely the first one after COVID.
Right.
That was my first one.
So it wasn't 18.
No,
was
no.
it? Oh, again.
What a finish.
Great
again.
finish. Well, they're putting that together. Well done. It's a hat-trick for Hassan, I think.
Yeah, I think he needs one more for a hat-trick.
It's 3-0.
Yeah. Is he on a hat? Is he scored all
I
three?
thought he scored all three.
I thought Davey scored one of them.
Ah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Davis and D, wasn't it? That was the combo. So you were mentioning earlier that some of the commentators weren't quite getting your name right.
Yes.
Turning Harris to Harrison. Have Dave Lewis, Lewis Harris and Marcus Harrison ever played in the same team all at the same time?
Yes, we have, haven't we? We played, 2 years ago now. It was all of us. That must have been quite confusing for some of them.
We've probably ditched that. It's too hard to commentate.
Yeah. Lewis Harrison,
Yeah.
Dave Lewis. Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it? So these Bournemouth players, like you were saying, individually very skillful.
It's just about that structure.
Yeah, and they're kind of, unfortunately, well buried at the bottom of the table at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I think, you look at people like Adam Seven-Eggs and Chris King, and Ryan Skinner sometimes, they can really pass the ball, get power on it, and to get power you got to have the right technique.
Yeah.
So they clearly have the right technique. It's just
it's not quite together, is it? And
not clicking.
They're brave. They're playing high.
Exactly.
They're doing all the right things, aren't they?
It's like watching Tottenham Hotspurs and Postecoglou, isn't it?
Oh dear,
that's lovely.
I feel like Ange is... I'm an Arsenal fan, but this isn't why I'm saying it. It feels like he's a hostage or something, and he doesn't really want to be there. And he's made, I don't really want to be the manager, but I have to.
Yeah.
He said some very funny things this week, didn't he? Like, maybe I don't understand football anymore. I think there's a lot of fans might say that.
It really doesn't instill you with confidence if your manager says that.
So that's the great thing about Power Chair, isn't it? No one cares who the manager is, so the manager never gets the blame. It's only the players.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever heard a team blame the performance on the manager ever in Power Chair?
Probably not. No. Managers probably gone, oh, that's my fault for not setting up correctly. But
so we need to turn that around. Who do you manage?
After the last weekend, we lost 3.
Right. Did you take the blame?
I did somewhat take the blame. I don't think my players would say I did, but
quietly while they weren't listening.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it to their faces.
And you coach with Dan?
Yeah.
As a, I mean, is it a joint thing, as it were, or? It's
more of it's like it kind of is. He makes up, he does a lot of the attacking things.
Okay.
So I do most of the tactical and technical.
Yeah.
And then he'll come in with his, mainly his one-liners, more bad cop, good cop, I'm the bad cop, shouting at them, and he's like, come on guys, you've got this.
I can't think of another managerial pairing.
I always think of, obviously you get it a lot in this championship, there's loads of double pairs, but in the Premiership, you see most of the teams either have a coach who's playing.
Yeah, like Chris Gordon or John Boulding, perhaps. Yeah.
Or you'll have one of the like an engineer basically on the sideline.
Yeah.
So like Nottingham have Langley.
Yeah.
John Langley.
By engineer, you mean a chair fixer?
Yeah.
As opposed to a coach.
Yeah.
Right.
But
and the Langleys will be coaching on.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, that's been a great change, I think, over the years, is that now the number of player coaches, or some players have stopped playing but will come back to coach.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, Owen Swift and Paul Pearson at Teesside are doing a great job. They play some lovely football at times. It is a bit easier to play nice football when you do have Ed Common, Tyler Reeves and Mitch Tinkler. And he will hit me if I don't say him, Greg Baxter as well.
So some years ago, we should get back to this match shortly, but some years ago I did quite detailed pass analysis. And Ed Common and I think it was Ed and Sam Smith, had something like a 95% pass completion between the two of them.
It's mental,
it was just like such a connection.
It's a shame they are no longer playing together.
Yeah.
There was a couple of phases in this game where Bournemouth have played some nice football. Yeah. But it's all been down this side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Which has been unlucky for them. And it's a 2-on-1 there.
I mean, given it just needs to break, doesn't it? Because both Hannam and Sevenoaks can finish, they can pass to each other.
Yeah. I think it's also a confidence thing. Once you score one, it's like a waterfall. It all comes crashing down.
And credit to Sale though, 'cause early on we had a chuckle about the ball getting locked up, I think between Hassan and King, and Sale have kept it free flowing, haven't they? And as a result, they're getting the chances on goal.
And it's much more enjoyable to watch when teams are free flowing, passing the ball, because you don't want to see it locked up because you have nothing to say about it. Really, it's the exact same when you're on the pitch playing. If you're in a lock-up with someone, it's like.
So when you practice skills, I presume you practice shooting and passing, zigzags. Do you practice lock-ups to pick it off?
Yeah, I mean that was a key part of, and still is a key part of West Brom's training, is how quickly can you get it out of.
So you put the ball between two of you, and
and you just work on that.
So, in a way, dull it as it is, it's still a crucial skill to be able to deal with it in the game.
Because if you can flick it out when someone's trying to dribble against you, you can just play around them, and then you've got an advantage over them numerically. As now.
Now, a couple of weekends ago, I don't know if you remember it, the goal Ed Common scored against Aspire.
Very good, yeah.
Now, it looked to me like he'd almost caught the ball on his tyre to cushion it.
Yeah.
Was that an accident, or that he saw that and he puts his wheel in the right place? And
I think he's one of those where he clearly means it.
yeah.
Does he mean to generate that much power to get that much separation off it? Is the question. But he's obviously,
because that's ninja level, isn't it?
It is, yeah. He's one of the best to ever do it. So. That's nice. Ooh. There's going to be a corner here.
When you're playing, how much do you feel the ball off the bumper?
Yeah, for sure. So, especially if you hit it hard, you can really feel it.
Yeah. But even on the soft touch, you can so in a way, it becomes like, in the running game, the players would feel the ball off the boot.
Yeah.
In a way, the bumper does become the boot.
Yeah, basically, and it's also good for understanding weight of the ball as well.
Right.
So and it's always a key one when you start playing any type of football, is the weight of the pass.
Yeah.
And it's that natural feel of, if I hit it this much, it's going to go there.
Yeah.
If I hit it this much, and when you can feel it on your bumper, you can feel how much power you're pushing off it. Very good half.
Yeah. Well done, Sale.
Yeah.
So there must be the occasion when, in every sport, you go, I caught that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you've turned away, it's going in, you're not even looking.
It's one of those where sometimes you catch it too good, and it goes well past your teammate, and you have to put your hand up, but you're thinking inside, what a pass there. Yeah. What a pass.
I think I'm seeing less of them, and maybe that's a reflection of the defence. Less boomers from the other side of the halfway line. I think people are seeing them coming, and perhaps players are more keen to pass it up the pitch than just have a crack.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a combination of the two, because you'll see teams who want to pass, they'll shun their teammates if they ever just tried to do that. And then the other part is the goalkeepers have got much better.
Yes.
No longer is the goalkeeper just the worst player on the pitch being stuck in goal. It's now a dedicated position.
Might be in West Brom, key pivot.
It is, yeah, and I think Chris Gordon's helped move that position.
Redefine it.
Yeah.
Shall we have a break then?
Of course.
So 3-0 to Sale against Bournemouth, looking tough for Bournemouth. Yeah. Sale playing nice flowing football. Good individual skills on display from Bournemouth, but need to put it together as a team.
Yeah.
Right, we'll come back in the second half. Welcome back to second half. Bournemouth versus Sale. Currently 3-0 to Sale. Sale been putting some great passing together, moving the ball quickly. Somehow Bournemouth need to tighten up in the defence, and they've got the ball out occasionally if they can. Individually, the players showing good skills if they can put some moves together. They're not out of it yet, but they need to get a goal back quickly.
Yes, and it looks like Davies has come off for Hassan, and then Skinner's come off for Berry.
Straight out for a goal kick from kick-off. I suppose you'd buy that, wouldn't you? You got possession up pitch.
I'm a person who I hate when my players, if I'm playing, I don't like it when people play it forward. Right. You know, get the passing game started straight away, you know. But I understand it. You're getting gain, you're gaming yards, and you can box them in then.
Yeah.
Force them making mistakes. Nice there by King. Hassan pushing forward here. I need some one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Oh,
great save by the goalkeeper. Still, that's a nice flick. Oh. So you kick it.
Slightly sloppy. So, ball with Sale again. D, who's kind of put a lot of the plays together.
Yeah.
Hassan has been very sharp. Sending that to Holt, you'd have thought. Oh.
A great pass.
Yeah, I mean, he did enough there to, I think, put Holt off King, didn't he? Couldn't quite get to the ball, but stopped the swing.
It's one of those things, as a defender, if you can just mess a little bit around with the opposition's head, you can get the ball back quite easily.
Just not enough pace there from Hannum. D trying to find Hassan. Oh, he's found him. Can Hassan pull it back?
He's able to keep it in. Smart there by D.
Ooh, lovely nudge there, wasn't it? Got extra pace on it.
Very good.
Does that mean you have to approach not quite at top speed and then just...
Yeah, it's quite a nuanced thing, to be fair. And to be able to do it, you know, near the start of when you're playing is always a good sign. You know, it's all about understanding your teammates.
Yeah.
Understanding what they need from your pass.
Lovely. Oh.
It's a smart idea, trying to drag King out there.
Yeah.
With a lot of pace on the ball, but couldn't connect to his teammate. A little bit of confusion there for Sale in their setup. Allows Bournemouth up the pitch. A little bit of respite.
Oh.
Nice pass there.
So we're back to Hassan. Hassan to... Oh, I thought he was going for Holt. Oh.
Referee nearly had it.
I know, that was a horror story. Have you ever played at Burton? Where there's no room, is there? And the number of Lions people I've seen jumping over the bumpers of chairs. I think one even got clobbered once.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened here as well. I think a couple of referees stand on the post sometimes, and someone's reverse spun into the post and absolutely wiped them out.
Anyway, Lee's long enough in the tooth to... He should have seen that coming, and he did.
Yep.
So no harm done. Right. Is that D again? Yeah, D with the corner. Hassan.
Oh.
Hassan, I mean, this should be well locked up, but if that breaks to Holt or D, they're very clear. And it almost feels like Sale have come out just a touch more aggressively.
Yeah, I think they're not pulling their punches just because they're 3-0 up. So fair play to them. You tend to find that sometimes with teams, they'll be up early in a game, and then they won't score for a while.
Yeah. Oh. Felt almost an open goal, although it would have been hard to get pace on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It would have trickled in if it had gone in, so. 2-on-1. Sale ball.
Now that no one touched the ball there, oh, maybe he played advantage.
Yeah.
I was thinking, how do you give a 2-on-1 when everyone's the same distance from the ball?
Yeah.
Right, Hudson's up then. Hudson to D. Oh,
Great
lovely
save.
reverse.
There, Bournemouth were set up kind of in a line.
Yeah.
So they've scored a lot from set pieces today already.
Yeah.
It's 2-on-1, yep. To Sale. King and Seven Oaks, too close.
I'm going to ask a funny question here because it's so fundamental to the game, but 2-on-1, on the one hand, it feels like if you're getting caught 2-on-1s, you're not playing properly. But by the same token, if you're not getting caught, you're not right on the edge.
Yeah, it's
therefore you need to get caught for a few.
I think
what
so.
do you think?
You always have to push the boundaries, don't you?
Yeah.
If you don't push the boundaries, I always think you're not doing them. I personally hate the 2-on-1 rule. I think for this sport to go further, allow for more 2-on-1, but players to be closer.
Now, it was introduced
to
prevent the lock-up, but you think with the way the skills are developed, if you took it out,
for sure,
you'd just get better passing, would you, or closer passing?
Closer passing,
almost ticky-tacky, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think 2-on-1 prevents that in a sense for the attacking team, because if you move the ball quick enough between two players, drag someone out, you're playing nice football.
Yeah.
So you're just preventing nice football from happening. I mean, there needs to be a rule that prevents people from just huddling around the ball and kind of bashing their way straight through you.
It is tricky though, because the skills don't have to be far off the Premiership, and without the 2-on-1, it would lock up, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I think, having like a 3-second or like a 2-second 2-on-1 rule where you're allowed to be within the vicinity of your teammate within 3 metres for 2 to 3 seconds. Anything longer is a foul, but just allows that little bit more passing.
It's slightly tricky as well, because clearly it's subjective, the measurement of the distances.
Yeah.
On any given day, the refs are probably 50 centimetres variation, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can't blame them for that.
Oh, for sure. It's really hard to see, and especially when it's fast-paced games.
Yeah. Nice from Hudson. So Hudson's, has he come out for a bit of fun?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
No harm in that.
No, I think, sometimes you got
to... maybe they've sussed Hassan's on a hat-trick and told him to get back.
Don't be greedy.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Oh, great save.
Oh, has he got it in?
Oh.
No.
Oh, he saved it again. I thought it was in.
Yeah.
Angle.
Well done, Hannum. So I think we're getting a sub. Can see the Bournemouth. Oh no, Sale team. So different half. Yeah. Nil apiece in this half, but Sale putting some really good moves together.
Yeah. I think it's one of those. If I was Bournemouth, I'd be happy. Set the objective of win this half.
Yeah.
And they're certainly doing themselves much better justice than in the first half. So.
Sale, though, surprisingly, looking at this performance, I mean, maybe that's a measure, though, of the talent above them. Sale 8th in the league.
Yeah.
But well clear of, any relegation or playoff prospects. 22 points, closest to them are Man City on 11.
Yeah.
So they're under no threat, but not able to break past, I suppose, the likes of Leeds, Man U, Dudley. Villa Rockets Lions looking tremendous.
Yeah.
Teesside Steel.
Teesside Steel's won 10-0 today. So.
Yes. And GBG Knights.
Yeah. And it's I think with Sale, one of the things that will hold them back a little bit this season would be just age of their players at times.
Do you mean too young? Yeah,
some of the younger players.
not too old.
Yeah, they're just
the experience.
And you just grow with time, with experience, Sometimes you rush things just because you want to hit the ball really hard. Sometimes it's that defensive nuance of stuff and things. So.
I can't imagine you having patience on the pitch.
Not me, no. But I get away with it because I'm fast enough. And I play in the middle, so I can moan at my teammates for getting away. Yeah.
It's their fault they didn't get to the pass.
Yeah. Why aren't you there?
So Holt came off and Davis came on for Sale there.
Yep.
Hassan.
Lovely.
Davis. Ooh.
Great save by King again. I think, obviously, Sale have gone back to their starting lineup.
Yeah.
Probably just trying to not regain footing because they've got all the control, but they just want to get another goal.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, just couldn't keep it in there. So King puts the ball out. So it's a Sale kick. Not much to aim at. Hassan onto Davis. Lovely. Ooh. Chris King under a lot of pressure in the middle here.
Yep.
So it's Sevenoaks and Berry playing wide, so not really, deliberately not getting involved in the play here, leaving all the work to King, but he's having to work hard, isn't he?
Yeah, I think you can get away with it sometimes, but majority of the time you kind of need at least one winger to come back to connect the play.
So maybe this is what we're saying at the beginning, that individually Bournemouth have those skills and they're playing a brave game. They're playing a game you'd expect a Premiership. But as a result, they've got spaces that people can exploit and are doing.
Yeah, exactly. And, obviously they got promoted. They only got relegated last season. It might have been the season prior. So they've been a Premier League team in the past for the last couple of years, yo-yoing, I'd say.
This is a pretty harsh yo-yo this season.
Yes. But I think that they did lose a lot of core players. They lost, I think, Regan Kemp.
Yeah. Is he with GBG Knights?
He's with Throttles now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
The great talent magnet, this West Brom. Just sucks everyone in, doesn't it?
That's the way.
Anyone who lives in a motorway ends up at West Brom, which is everyone.
Yeah. I think West Brom certainly have a magnet for players. But that's what they'll tell you.
Having led the way with Zagarelli last season, does West Brom have any foreign players this season? Or are they... There's
no, I don't think so.
Here, isn't there?
Yeah, I think Greenbank have just signed...
Krarup from Denmark.
Yeah, it's a very good player in Denmark. Their top goal scorer.
Danish international.
You've obviously got a lot of the Irish players have come over.
Two Donachers.
Yeah.
Monvillas.
Liam Lynch as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Right.
Yeah, plays for the Villa. So the Villa have Monvillas on their second team, and then Liam Lynch on their first team. So.
How do you... not being part of a club, that seems fantastic that you've got a league that... I thought it was astonishing enough people would come down from Scotland.
Yeah.
But the quality of play is sufficiently good and the competition is fierce enough that people are making those moves.
Yeah.
Does that feel good or threatening because there's fewer player places for home-based players?
I can see the argument in both ways, to be fair. It's good to have that high-level quality. It does kind of get rid of spaces for homegrown talent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to be careful on how they get the players in. Because if the players are only coming in because they're friends with other players, because they get given the opportunities to go to international events, then where do you go and go?
Right.
Well,
you mean like a Champions League?
Champions
League.
Cup.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of players became friends with English players because of events like Chris Gordon's Bruges event and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was good for the sport. It meant a lot more players wanted to play for England, play in England.
And I know Brad Bates has played in Australia before. I think 2 or 3 players went and played in Australia this season from England.
Yeah, it was Chris Gordon, Brad Bates and Abigail Bolt.
Right.
Yeah.
And Chris came away with yet another trophy.
Yeah, it was. I watched a couple of the games.
On streaming?
Yeah, it was very good.
How's their streaming compare? Well done.
Not as good. Not as good, yeah. Give that to Jack Humphreys, Alex Downing and you. Not as good. They do what we used to do, which was like 8-hour-long streams.
Okay, yeah. But necessarily because of the travel distance, they play their competition like as a tournament, don't they?
Yeah, it's like a week long, isn't it? So.
And I mean, that must be another huge benefit of the English setup. The fact you're playing all, notwithstanding the off-season, you're playing all year, aren't you?
Yeah.
Regionals and training and matches. Do you ever get sick of it?
It depends how well I'm doing. No, sometimes like regionals and stuff, because we also play against our second team in the regionals.
Yep.
Which we play a lot in training anyway. So
right.
It can be quite annoying when you have to travel up to Newcastle to play against your second team. It's like, oh.
But there's no, to the well-established teams, there's no threat anyway, is there? So you can mix the squads up a bit.
Oh, for sure.
That kind of thing.
Regionals, as in winning the regionals, isn't regarded as highly as obviously winning nationals and all that.
But for some teams, winning the regionals is the route into the nationals, isn't it?
Yeah, I think at the moment in regionals, it's just full of Premier League teams, so it's really hard for new teams to kind of get promoted the way they're supposed to get promoted.
I think I have a vague recollection of a discussion about it with the National League Committee, and there was some complicated formula that the theory was you finished top of your regional league, but if you didn't, as long as all the teams that beat you were already in the National League, you could finish last, but still face or get to the playoffs.
Yeah. It's a bit silly that though, isn't it?
It's tough. But you can't drop the regional leagues either, can you? Because they're kind of
important.
Yeah.
Even though I know some teams want to get rid of regionals.
But particularly, I mean, some of the squads where you got 8, you could certainly be taking.
That is lovely.
What a touch! What a touch!
Smart. D with a goal. Hudson, nice little pass into him. And, that was a bit of a misery compiler, that, wasn't it? They'd survived so long without conceding this half, and 90 seconds left.
Yeah. And to earlier on we were talking about the deftness that D was touching the ball with, and that was very subtle, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good. I think Bournemouth could do with some, you look at some of the coaches that other teams have, and there'll be players with past experiences, or you look at Man United, they have Pete Taylor, so referees, people who've been around the game for a long time.
Yeah.
So it takes time for like teams that have people who aren't aware of power chair football. It's getting like Man City, you know,
Yeah.
their two coaches finally, you know, getting a better foothold of it, and they're doing much better than they've ever done before. So it's great to see. So hopefully that can happen for Bournemouth.
I can't remember to coach Dynamos. Do you need a basic level FA qualification?
Yeah, so
I can't remember the gradings.
Yeah, so you need an EE playmaker to be able to coach. I've had that anyway, but it's
and that's common throughout all FA structures.
If you're working within a club that's FA affiliated, you probably more than likely have to have an EE playmaker.
But you don't need more than that at club level.
Nope, there we go. And that's number 5.
Wow.
Davis with the goal, D with the assist.
Putting it together now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never done the track. I wonder if those teams with non-playing coaches suffer more in the long run. Be interesting to look at an average finishing position. Or maybe it wouldn't, but yeah, they could. Nah, don't need that, Nick. Just tell me who scored most and top assister. Well, that was a really good display by Sale, wasn't it? That was good to watch.
Wasn't it?
Well done. Tricky for Bournemouth. Another. Let's see if I can put the. Can I put the stats up? Mini stats. Bottom 6.
Yeah. Who would your man of the match be?
I think Hassan. Although I think those finishers set the game up, didn't they?
Yeah.
So D was a great playmaker, but I think Hassan's finishes put it together.
Some great finishes in there. I'd do it and say the whole team was great. Hassan was great.
So were you agreeing, or would you put a different?
You know me, I always get angry when commentators give goal scorers the.
Okay.
It's because I never score, so I always get angry about it.
Yeah. So I think it opened the game for them, those early goals. Where I wouldn't necessarily always do that. But.
Makes sense. Right, I've got to go coach now, though.
Right. Well, good luck with that, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And so we'll finish. That was a comprehensive 5-0 win, Sale versus Bournemouth, and next match up about 20 minutes.